Okay, this is Ranger Ray, and today is April 1st, and I'm out here on West Point Lake, and I've gotten into one just now, put in. Okay, this is a bass, not what we're looking for, but we'll take it for now. I'm fishing this lake that borders Alabama and Georgia. It's a pretty big lake. Has a few nice fish in it. I've talked to a few guys that fish this lake, and they say there's some really nice crappie that come in and school during this time of year. What I'm doing is just basically, I'm gonna fish one jig. I may use some minnows later, just depends on how they act. Now, today it was really windy. The temperature right now, the surface temperature is about 69.5 degrees, okay? I'm fishing in about 18 foot of water. And what I'm hoping to find is a couple of nice schools of some nice crappie. And if I'm able to locate a few, maybe we can put a couple of them in the boat. So I want y'all hang in there with me, and let's just do a little fishing, okay? Now I know you hear my little trusty friend I take with me every day. I call him Nosy Pete. Nosy Pete stays on the boat with me. What he does, he's looking under the boat trying to see who's under there, and he tells me. Does a good job of doing it. Okay, so Nosy Pete down there, he done saw something, and he telling me, but he's talking in a language I can't understand, but that's okay. That's okay, because we're fishing. And catching fish is the only language I want to know anyway. Okay? So what I'm doing, let's talk about what I'm fishing with today, okay? I'm using a 30-second lead head. I'm fishing with 2-pound line. I'm using a white jig similar to a Bobby Garland. It has a really flexible tail, okay? And that's the jig I'm using. And the knot I'm tying is a knot that allows the jig to sit like that and move back and forth freely on the line, okay? The fish look like they're in schools at about 10 to 12 foot of water. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna cast out there and see can we catch us a fish, okay? This is Ranger Ray, and this is outdoor fishing. Y'all hang in there with me. Okay? Now these schools that I'm looking at right now, 10-foot schools, they could very well be some really nice crappie. Okay, there's one right there. Let's hope that's a nice crappie. Okay, that's what we come looking for right there. Now, I want y'all to take a look at this right here, okay? This is my first West Point Lake crappie. Isn't that a nice fish right there? Yo, can you see that right there? That's a good looking fish, okay? That's the first one. We're gonna put him in a live well and hopefully we catch a couple more, okay? All right, let's go back at them and see what they're doing out here. Now I caught that fish in about probably 10 to 12 foot of water, and he hit really deep. Now, like I said, this water temperature is almost 70 degrees, the surface temperature, okay? I hadn't fished the bank, so I'm not sure if the fish have gotten to the bank yet, but it's fun just searching for them. Now, I'm using this white jig because white seems to be a good color. This water is not really clear, but it's stained a little bit. But it's clear enough, so we're gonna see can we find us a couple of fish deep down here. And y'all are fishing with Ranger Ray Outdoors, okay? Let's catch us another one. What I'm gonna do, okay. Freshen up my water with my minnows. Y'all, let's see can we catch us another fish here. Okay. Now I'm dropping this minnow and working it real slow. I don't know if y'all can see that, but look at there. Look at my radar right there. Okay. It's showing that the fish are 10, anywhere from 10 to 14 feet deep. Now all I gotta do is get them to bite, okay? And that's my mission. So let's see if we find us another one. Okay. I'm gonna throw in between these columns and see can I get the one to come out of there. Okay. Now West Point Lake, this is a new lake for me. I'm not real familiar with it, but it seems like it's a popular lake. It's a lot of people that fish out here on this lake. And they say they catch a lot of good fish this time of year. So hopefully. Now I just had a hit right there, strike, and it wasn't a heavy strike, but it was a thump, you know. That could have been a crappie, which that's what I'm fishing for. So that's what I'm assuming that was what it was. So I'm picking this jig up, letting it drop, picking it back up, letting it drop, and I'm hoping I'm in that strike zone. Because one thing I do know, you can sit there and look at fish all day long on your depth finder, but if you're not in that strike zone, you're not going to catch them. And if you're not throwing the color jig that the fish are targeting, you're not going to catch them. It's just simple as that. One of the things I noticed is just being able to adjust don't get stuck into your a basic way of fishing. Like if you fish a certain way with a certain jig, be willing to change up your jig, change up your presentation, because these fish are they do what they want to do, Nick. You know, you may have some hitting real aggressive. You may have a school come in there, you may not even get a bite out of them. But that's fishing, okay? Y'all out here on the ride with me, and we're gonna try to catch us a couple of them, okay? I got one in the live well. That ain't gonna be enough. Nosy Pete was making a lot of noise here just a minute ago, and I had to turn him off because he was hollering and screaming. For y'all people who don't know who Nosy Pete is, that is my Lowrance Hook 7 sonar. It keeps me informed of what's under the bottom of my boat at all times. We've been friends for going on a year now. And I take him fishing with me every time I go. And he don't mind me calling him Nosy Pete. He don't mind at all. So I'm gonna keep on calling him Nosy Pete as long as he let me call him Nosy Pete. And we're gonna see if me and Nosy Pete can catch a few fish. And like I said, these fish are scattered. They're not all in one spot, they're scattered, they're moving around. What I think the key to catching these fish is gonna be is getting in the area and staying in that area, fishing that area consistently. Now these fish look like right now they're coming up to about 5 foot of water. Now that's what I'm looking at right there. That school has changed from 10 feet to 5 feet. Now, is that where they're gonna strike at? Is that where they're gonna hit at? Right now I put my basket in, everything in one basket. And that's not good fishing when you pretty much have all of the fish that you're looking at expecting them to hit in a certain depth. Now, when I came out here, I had some people out here fishing next to me. There we go. I got me another one there. This is